in the chronic inflammation, the first thing is these firefighters don't come on time. Before that, I just want to use the analogy for the chronic inflammation. Like, what happened when you have acute inflammation, it's just like, when there is a fire, firefighters come very precisely on time, control the fire, and they leave. But in the chronic inflammation, the first thing is these firefighters don't come on time. And even if they come on, they just hang on where there is a fire and they forget to leave. So the immune cells get in signal, their transit signal and get out signal is totally discoordinated. And that's where the Tim Edmonds really nicely kind of explain how the immune suppression is developing. So that's the discoordination of that leukocytes that's developing the chronic inflammation. That is kind of where many metabolic diseases are kind of developing the whole process.
I see. So you have signals calling in the firefighters, separate signals telling them when to leave. And if these things aren't properly coordinated, the firefighters go to the wrong place at the wrong time.
Wrong time, exactly. And plus, especially if they are coming late at the tumor site, plus they are hanging, doing the party with the fats that every day we are taking in the body, and then just there is a continuous progression of the tumor. But what happened to these fats or essential fatty acids? They get used by the immune cells more rapidly in response to acute inflammation and make number of lipid mediators. Same process happen in the chronic inflammation where these fatty acids used by those discoordinated firefighters or the immune cells, where these fatty acids from the diet get converted into the second generation of those molecules. And those second generation molecules we called as lipid mediators or the bioactive lipids. And here we need to note this point that these second generation molecules are more potent than actual original fatty acids present in the diet. And as you know, and that the standard American diet is enriched with the linoleic acid, that linoleic acid get converted into arachidonic acid, and that further forms the many second generation molecules, and those are the inviting the immune cells. That is the first step of the initiation of the chronic inflammation. So that's how these lipid mediators forms a continuous process that invites more and more immune cells that leads to the tumor progression and kind of continuous growth of the tumor in various regions of body depending on where it is initiating. Now, in contrast to that, if you think about, imagine instead of this unhealthy fat, you have the healthy fat, which is coming from omega-3 and other kind of similar related sources, fish or other related sources. And then the same enzymatic system and the immune cell converts those to the healthy molecules. Those are called as a resolution mediators, and that helps to control the immune cells or give the immune cells to get out signals, and there is a clearance of the system and limit the inflammation. So there are totally two arms of the process in the body. Imagine if we have unhealthy fat, then our enzyme system with the help of immune cells, then that unhealthy continuously kind of feeds the chronic inflammation. In contrast, if we have a healthy fat, then our immune system with the help of this immune responsive metabolic enzymes make the molecules helps to clear the system. So that's how this process, if it is really balanced, then we stay healthy, but if it is imbalanced, then leads to continuous chronic inflammation. But there is a very tight coordination of the fat, what we take every day, and the enzymes present in the immune cells, especially the leukocytes, that determines the biosynthesis of those lipid mediators